Hey, shalom, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome back, man. Welcome back. What up? What up? I know it's late. It's late. It's almost lunchtime, but man, we're gonna do Rise and Scripts, man. Welcome to Rise and Scripts. What's up, man? We're about to get into Second Esdras. Pick back up and dive back into Second Esdras, chapter 12 through chapter 14 today. We're gonna get it out the way. We can go ahead and get it out the way. Supposed to rain again, and before the bad weather come in, we want to go ahead and get this read. As long as I have breath to breathe, man, then I have all I need to succeed, and I might as well get my ass up and read. So we're gonna go ahead and read a little bit, man. Read a little bit, push our mind. Read a little bit every day is what you should do. Read a little bit every day. At least that's what you should build yourself up to, man. I never had them thoughts before, but hey, as you get older, ain't nothing wrong with reading a little bit. Seek and ye shall find. But in order for you to seek, a lot of times you're going to have to do a lot of reading. Seek it out. Seek out. Let's see what it is and what it ain't, what we can and what we can't. But before we get started, let's get started in the books of the Bible, man. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi, 1 Esdras, 2 Esdras, which we are in, Tobit, the rest of Judith, the Song of the Wisdom of Solomon, the Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, Baruch, the Song of the Three Holy Children, the History of Susanna, the Destruction of Baal and the Dragon, the Prayer of Manasseh, 1 Maccabees, 2 Maccabees, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians. Make sure. Yep. 1 Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1 Peter, 2 Peter, 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, Jude, and Revelations. And these are the books of the Bible, part of the milk, part of the first things that you should learn whenever you're picking up the Bible. What books are in it? What books are in them? And you should be able to get to the point to where you know them all by heart. I'm still struggling with some of them. I miss up a few here and there, but we're going to keep pushing and, until we get them all down. Some days I could get it without looking. Some days I could get it without checking my little cheat sheet. Some days I can get it all without looking. I normally stumble around. I know exactly where I stumble. And normally it's around the Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians area. Yeah. Making sure I have them in the right order around that area, and then I normally stumble around Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel. I'll mix them up sometime as well. But practice makes perfect. Shalom, everybody. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Practice makes perfect, and these are some of the little things that you should know if you are a Bible reader. If you are someone who reads the Bible, these are some of the things you should know. Don't be one of them ones where I don't know scripture like that. You should, because you shouldn't be allowing people to just tell you anything. You should be able to read and know for yourself. Read and know for yourself. Seek and find for yourself. It may be hard sometimes, believe me, but you got to push through and do what you got to do. Shalom, shalom, DAC 44. So, let's blow up the trumpet. We're going to blow up the trumpet, man, and then we're going to read. We're going to read 2 Esdras chapter 12 through 14. That's what we're going to read. We're going to go ahead and keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing until we finish. We only have 2 books left. No, I lie. We got a couple books left. We have, after 2 Esdras, we have Tobit. Then we have Judith. And we have the rest of Esther. And then we will have completed the Apocrypha. We will have completed the Apocrypha for Rise and Scripts. And then we can start moving on to some of the other books, some of the other books of the Bible. So let's blow up the trumpets to be remembered, to give praise, to be heard. Blow up the trumpets, man. All right. Second Ezra chapter 12. Second. I hear the birds heard me. All the birds heard me. You heard that, birds? Did you hear the word? Second Ezra chapter 12. And it came to pass, while the lion spake, we're going back into the vision that Ezra had. The vision of Ezra, he had a vision of an eagle with 3 heads, and 12 feathers, and feathers kept growing and leaving, growing and leaving, growing and leaving. And then the lion came, and the lion was speaking to the eagle, talking about the eagle wasn't going to do its wickedness much longer. So we're going to finish off in chapter 12, most likely finish off the vision and what the vision meant. Yeah, I hear. You're right. You're right, Stephen. Let me see if I do it again. Let me see if I can. I hear him. Oh, it's quiet now. It's quiet. Oh, well, let's get back into it. All praises, still, all praises. The horn got blown. Chapter 12. And it came to pass, while the lion spake these words unto the eagle, I saw, and behold, the head that remained, and the 4 wings appeared no more. And the 2 went in unto it, and set themselves up to reign, and their kingdom was small and full of uproar. And I saw, and behold, there appeared no more, and the whole body of the eagle was burnt, so that the earth was in great fear. And then awakened I out of the trouble and trance of my mind, and from great fear, and said unto my spirit, Lo, this hast thou done unto me, and that thou searchest out the ways of the highest. And lo, yet am I weary in my mind, and very weak in my spirit, and little strength is there in me, for the great fear wherewith I was affrighted this night. And therefore will I now beseech the highest, that he will comfort me unto the end. And I said, Lord, that bearest rule, if I have found grace before thy sight, and if I am justified with thee before many others, and if my prayer indeed be come up before thy face, comfort me then, and shew me, thy servant, the interpretation and plain difference of this fearful vision, that thou mayest perfectly comfort my soul. For thou hast judged me worthy to shew me the last times. And he said unto me, This is the interpretation of the vision. The eagle, whom thou sawest came up from the sea, is the kingdom which was seen in the vision of thy brother Daniel. But it was not expounded unto him, therefore now I declare it unto thee. Behold, the days will come, that there shall rise up a kingdom upon earth, and it shall be feared above all the kingdoms that were before it. And in the same shall 12 kings reign, one after another. And whereof the second shall begin to reign, and shall have more time than any of the 12. And this do the 12 wings signify which thou sawest. As for the voice which thou heardest speak, and that thou sawest not to go out from the heads, but from the midst of the body thereof, this is the interpretation. that after the time of that kingdom there shall arise great strivings, and it shall stand in peril and falling, and nevertheless it shall not then fall, but shall be restored again to his beginning. And whereas thou sawest an 8 small under feathers sticking to her wings, this is the interpretation, that in him there shall arise 8 kings, whose time shall be but small and their years swift, and 2 of them shall perish, the middle time approaching. 4 shall be kept until their end being to approach, and but 2 shall be kept unto the end. And whereas thou sawest 3 heads resting, this is the interpretation. And in his last days shall the Most High raise up 3 kingdoms, and renew many things therein, and they shall have the dominion of the earth, and of those that dwell therein with much oppression, above all those that were before them. Therefore are they called the heads of the eagle. For these are they that shall accomplish his wickedness, and that shall finish his last end. And whereas thou sawest that the great head appeared no more, it signified that one of them shall die upon his bed, and yet with pain. For the 2 that remain shall be slain with the sword. For the sword of one shall devour the other, but at the last shall he fall through the sword himself. And whereas thou sawest 2 feathers under the wings passing over the head that is on the right side, it signified that these are they whom the highest hath kept unto the end. And this is the small kingdom, and full of trouble, as thou sawest. And the lion whom thou sawest rising up out of the wood, and roaring and speaking to the eagle, and rebuking her for her unrighteousness with all the words which thou hast heard. This is the anointed, which the highest had kept for them and for their wickedness unto the end. He shall reprove them, and shall upbraid them with with their cruelty. For he shall set them before him alive in judgment, and shall rebuke them and correct them. For the rest of my people shall he deliver with mercy, and those that have been preserved upon my borders, and he shall make them joyful until the coming of the day of judgment, and whereof I have spoken unto thee from the beginning. And this is the dream that thou sawest, and these are the interpretations. Thou only hast been meet to know this secret of the highest, and therefore write all these things that thou hast seen in the book, and hide them. That's important. What he told Esdras to do? Write all these things in a book. Thou only has been meet to know this secret of the highest. Therefore, write all these things that thou hast seen in a book, and hide them. And teach them to the wise of the people, whose hearts thou knowest may comprehend and keep these secrets. Like a secret organization. Highlight it. You know, a lot of time people say they don't understand the Bible. You know, that might be why they don't understand the Bible. Just like it says, you know, right here, teach them to the wise of the people. You might not be wise enough. Whose hearts thou knowest may comprehend and keep these secrets. You might not even be able to comprehend these things. How can your wickedness comprehend the greatness or the righteousness that the scriptures speak of? You don't even fix your mind to think righteously. Chapter 12, verse 39. But wait thou there thyself yet 7 days more, that it may be shewed thee whatsoever it pleaseth the highest to declare unto thee. And with that he went his way. And it came to pass, when all the people saw that the 7 days were past, and I not came again into the city, they gathered them all together, from the least unto the greatest, and came unto me and said, What have we offended thee? And what evil have we done against thee, that thou forsakest us, and sittest there in this place? For of all the prophets thou only art left of us, as a cluster of the vintage, and as a candle in a dark place, and as a haven or ship preserved from the tempest. Are not the evils which are come to us sufficient? If thou shalt forsake us, how much better had it been for us, if we also had been burned in the midst of Zion? For we are not better than they that died there, and they wept with a loud voice. Then answered I them and said, Be of good comfort, O Israel, and be not heavy, thou house of Jacob. For the highest hath you in remembrance, and the mighty hath not forgotten you in the temptation. As for me, I have not forsaken you, neither am I departed from you, but am come into this place to pray for the desolation of Zion, and that I might seek mercy for the low estate of your sanctuary. And now go your way home, every man, and after these days will I come unto you. So the people went their way into the city, like as I commanded them. But I remained still in the field 7 days, as the angel commanded me, and did eat only of those days of the flowers of the field, and had my meat of the herbs. 7 more days. He stayed 7 more days. There was 4 times. 4 times he had to do something for 7 days. 4 times. 2 times he had to fast, and then 2 times he just ate the flowers and the herbs of the field. But wait thou thyself yet 7 days more. That's 3. That's right. 3. 4th time. 4th time. 3rd time. Second time. Did I write the first time? Yes, I did. Chapter 13. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that had moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned there that heard his voice, like as the earth falleth when it filleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number, from the 4 winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet durst fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flame breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon the sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be preserved, but only dust and smell of smoke. And when I saw this, I was afraid. After I saw the same man come down from the mountain, and call unto him another peaceable multitude, and there came much people unto him, whereof some were glad, some very sorry, some of them were bound, and others some brought of them that were offered. And then was I sick through great fear, and I awakened and said, Thou hast shewed thy servant these wonders from the beginning, and hast counted me worthy that thou shouldest receive my prayer. Shew me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceived in my understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe unto them that are not left behind. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand I the things that I laid up in the latter days, that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen unto them, and to those that are left behind. And therefore are they come into great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. And yet, as it easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away, and as a cloud out of the world, and not to see the things that happen in the last days. And he answered unto me and said, The interpretation of the vision shall I shew thee, and I will open unto thee the thing that thou hast required, whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind. And this is the interpretation. He that shall endure the peril and the time hath kept himself, and they that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith towards the Almighty. Know this therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead. This is the meaning of the vision. Whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea, the same is he whom God the highest had kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature. And he shall order them that are left behind. And whereas thou sawest that out of his mouth there came a blast of wind and fire and storm, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. And this is the interpretation. Behold, the days come, when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I shewed thee before, and then shall my Son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle, and then have one against another. Leave the battle, they have one against another. And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them willing to come, and to overcome him by fighting. But he shall stand upon the top of the Mount Zion, and Zion shall come, and shall be shewed to all men, being prepared and builded, like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. And this my Son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law, which is like unto fire. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, those are the 10 tribes, excuse me. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them away, the waters, he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelleth, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High then shewed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through the country, there was a great way to go, namely of 1.5 years, and the same region is called Arsareth. And then dwelt they there until the latter time. And now, when they were begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, and they may go forth. And therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace. But those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. Now when he destroyeth the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain. And then shall he shew them great wonders. And then said I, O Lord, that bearest rule, shew me this. Wherefore have I seen the man coming up from the midst of the sea? And he said unto me, like as thou canst neither seek out nor know the things that are in the deep of the sea, even so can no man upon earth see my son, or those that be with him, but in the daytime. I need to mark that about the midst of the sea, the depths of the sea, because that's something they say right now that that they still haven't. They still haven't explored the depths of the oceans and the depths of the waters. They can try to say go to outer space, but they can't bring their ass down in the water. Not for real, for real. And he said unto me, like as thou canst neither seek out nor know the things that are in the deep of the sea, even so can no man upon earth see my son, or those that be with him, but in the daytime. Ba, 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 ba. This is the interpretation of the dream which thou sawest, and whereby thou only art here lightened. For thou hast forsaken thine own way, and applied thy diligence unto my law, and soughtest. That's key too. For thou hast forsaken thine own way. He didn't do what he wanted to do. He applied thy diligence unto my law. Where do you find his law? Within the Bible, within the books of the Bible. Even in the Quran, it'll tell you, if you don't understand the law, you need to seek out those who the law was given to, the Israelites. For thou hast forsaken thine own way, and applied thy diligence unto my law. And sought it. What's another word for sought it? Seek. Another word for sought it. Seek. Thy life hast thou ordered in wisdom, and has called understanding thy mother. And therefore have I shewed thee the treasures of the highest. After other 3 days, I will speak other things unto thee, and declare unto thee mighty and wondrous things. And then went I forth into the field, giving praise and thanks greatly unto the Most High, because of his wonders. All praises to the Most High, which he did in time, and became he governeth, and because he governeth the same, and such things as fall in their seasons. And there I sat 3 days. Chapter 14. This is the last chapter. And it came to pass upon the 3rd day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of the bush over against me, and said, Esdras, Esdras. And I said, Here am I, O Lord. Here am I, Lord. Here am I. And I stood up upon my feet. And then said he unto me, In the bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses, and talk with him, when my people served in Egypt. And I sent him, and led my people out of Egypt, and brought him up to the mount of Sinai, where I held him by me a long season, and told him many wondrous things, and shewed him the secrets of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying, These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. Man, that's, ooh. These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. He told Esdras the same thing in chapter 12, verse 37. Let me put that on the side. 2 Esdras 12, verse 37. That thou lay up in thy hearts the signs that I have shewed, and the dreams that thou hast seen, and the interpretations which thou hast heard. For thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee, until the times be ended. For the world has lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old. For the world is divided into 12 parts, and the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of the 10th part. And there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such as them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from these moral thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, and so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. For the truth is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasteneth the vision to come, which thou hast seen. And then answered I before thee, and said, Behold, Lord, I will go, as thou hast commanded me, and reprove the people which are present. But they that shall be born afterwards, who shall admonish them? Thus the world is set in darkness, and they that dwell therein are without light. For thy law is burnt, and therefore no man knoweth the things that are done of thee, or the works that shall begin. But if I have found grace before thee, send the Holy Ghost into me, and I shall write all that hath been done in the world since the beginning, which were written in thy law, that men may find thy path, and that they which will live in the latter days may live. Let me mark that shit too. The Bible was written by man. Yes, it was. Men did write the Bible. Men wrote it. And he answered me, saying, Go thy way, gather the people together, and say unto them, that they seek thee not for 40 days. Damn. 40 days. But look thou, prepare thee many box trees, and take with thee Saria, Debria, Selemia, Echinus, and Aziel, these 5 which are ready to write swiftly. These are the scribes that he took with him. I guess they're going for 40 days. And come hither, and I shall light a candle of understanding in thine heart, which shall not be put out, till the things be performed which thou shalt begin to write. And when thou hast done some things shalt thou publish, and some things thou shalt shew secretly to the wise, and tomorrow this hour shalt thou begin to write. Man. And when thou hast done, some things shalt thou publish, and some things shalt thou shew secretly to the wise. What about all the other books? Man, you ain't doing shit in the book you got. You ain't doing the shit you're supposed to do in the book you got. Worried about the other books. What about the first shit? What about that? What about that? Then went I as he commanded, and gathered all the people together, and said, Hear these words, O Israel. Our fathers at the beginning were strangers in Egypt, from whence they were delivered, and received the law of life, which they kept not, which ye also have transgressed after them. Then was the land, even a land of Zion, parted among you by lot. But your fathers and ye yourselves have done unrighteousness, and have not kept the ways which the highest commanded you. And for as much as he is a righteous judge, he took from you in time the thing that he had given you. And now are ye here, and your brethren among you. Therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding, and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. It's already highlighted, but I'm going to re-highlight it so it'll be extra. For after death shall the judgment come, and when we shall live again, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. Let no man therefore come unto me now, nor seek me after these 40 days. So I took the 5 men as he commanded me, and we went into the field and remained there. And the next day, behold, a voice called me, saying, Esdras, open thy mouth and drink, that I give thee to drink. Then opened I my mouth, and behold, he reached me a full cup, which was full of it wherewith water, which were full as it were with water, but the color of it was like fire. And I took it and drank. And when I had drunk of it, my heart uttered understanding, and wisdom grew in my breast. For my spirit strengthened my memory, and my mouth was opened and shut no more. And the highest gave understanding unto the 5 men, and they wrote the wonderful visions of the night that were told, which they knew not. And they sat 40 days, and they wrote in the day, and at night they ate bread. And as for me, I spake in the day, and I held not my tongue by night. And in 40 days they wrote 204 books. How many? 204 books. Two 204 books. And it came to pass, when the 40 days were fulfilled, that the highest spake, saying, the first that thou hast written, publish openly, that the worthy and the unworthy may read. That's like the Bible. The worthy and the unworthy can read it. Anybody can read it. But keep 70. But keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people. Ooh-wee. So 134 books. And with the Apocrypha, we have 88 books. So we're missing is 46 books that we're missing from what he could publish openly. Because it should be 134. And 70 books he kept. But keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people. For in them is the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge. And I did so. And that's the end of chapter 14. As been rising scripts, that has been 2nd Esdras, chapter 12 through 14. Man, there's some good stuff was in there, man. There's some good stuff, and especially in that 14. The names, let me mark the names of the men, because that's important too. The names of the scribes. That is very important. Sariah, Debriah, Selemiah, Echonis, and Aziel. These were the scribes that wrote the 204 books. And out of the 204 books, 134 were able to be published. 134. The first, let me put that. The first that thou hast written, which is 134. 134 he could publish openly, and 70 books you hide. Await for men of understanding. Ooh-wee. So, man, 88. We have 88 for sure. We have 88. We have some that they say are not canon, but may actually be books that were published and able to be given out to the wise and the unwise. Able to be given out to the worthy and the unworthy. Like the book of Jasher may be one of them. The book of Enoch may be one of them as well. We have the Gospel of Thomas. What else I got up here? I have one called the Epistle of the Hebrews. I have a couple other books. I haven't read the Epistle of the Hebrews. That's one I need to read as well. I need to read that one though. But hey, 134 books that can be published to the worthy and the unworthy. Anybody can read those. But the 70, man, you got to be wise and a man of understanding. Somebody who don't put his own thoughts in front of the diligence of the laws of the Most High. Man, that was the rising scripture today, everybody. I hope that you be diligent. Be diligent. You be diligent yourself. Who knows? Maybe you might be a man of wisdom who might be able to get one of them 70 books. I wonder what they are. I wonder what they are, where they are. Pick up your Bibles, pick up your books, whatever God you serve, man. Whatever God you serve, that God has writings and things to follow. Pick up your books and follow them. Show who you are. Stand on your side and show who you are. If you follow the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, if that's who you follow, then pick up that book and follow it. Follow what you can and what you can't, and follow what it is and what it ain't. Follow that. And let's strive to be better. Be better at whatever, be better for your God. Be better for yourself. Be better for whatever you believe in. All praises to the Most High, man. All praises go to the Most High. The creator of all things, the deliverer of wisdom for those who seek it. The beginning of wisdom, the beginning of knowledge. Man. We got a long way to go because the earth right now is filled with wickedness. Oh, which we ourselves, each of us has, what's the word I'm contributed to. Each of us has contributed to it, contributed to the wickedness and the evils that are going around, whether in knowing or knowingly. And but as the time continues to get shorter, which it does seem like time is moving faster and time is getting shorter, you need to make sure that you choose a side. There is no straddling the fence. And part of choosing the side is knowing what it is and what it ain't and what you can and what you can't. That's part of as there's no straddling the fence. Either you're gonna be hot or you're gonna be cold. At least that's what you should be. Hot or cold, on or off, in or out. Figure it out. Figure it out, my people. Figure it out. And bust a move. Figure it out and bust a move. Bust a move, bust a move, bust a move. Huh. But hey, that was Rising Scripts for today, man. We'll try to come back later on tonight with part 10 or part 11, I should say, maybe. Yeah, part 11. Part 11 of Reading with SHALOM, and pick back up in Africans in Colonial Louisiana by Miss Gwendolyn Midlow Hall. But as for right now, Rising Scripts, we have succeeded. We have succeeded with Rise and Scripts. Yeah, no, we're going to come back later on tonight with part 10. We'll come back later on tonight with part 10 of Reading with SHALOM. Part 10 of Miss Gwendolyn Midlow Hall's book. But pick up your Bibles, pick up your apocrypha, pick up your books, and read your books, man. Read your books. Put your best foot forward and read your books. Don't wait on somebody to read it to you. Don't wait on somebody to tell you certain things and you're going to believe in them, because you're going to be led into a ditch. You're going to be led into a ditch. Out the window. Man, hey, you got work to do, everybody. Shalom, man. I hope y'all have a wonderful day today, man. Keep pushing. One day at a time, man. One day at a time. And as long as you have breath to breathe, you have all you need to succeed. Stop the excuses. No excuses. Shalom. Have a good one. Shalom out.